A monk just paid a merchant's wife 100 francs for a night in her bed. But here's the twist, the money actually belonged to her husband. While the merchant was away on business, his cousin, a charming monk, pulled off the perfect medieval heist. He stole the husband's gold and the husband's wife. And when the merchant finally came home, he ended up paying for it himself. Welcome to the Shipman's Tale. Our host rose high in his stirrups, the leather creaking as he looked over our dusty company. "Listen up, everyone," he boomed. "That last story was a gem, but now, Sir Parish Priest, the spotlight falls on you. Come on, for the love of God, spin us a yarn. You promised, after all, and surely a learned man like you has a head full of good tales." The parson, a man of serious cloth and serious expression, frowned up at him. "What is the matter with you, man?" he asked, his voice stiff. "Why must you swear so sinfully with every breath?" Our host threw his head back and laughed, a sound that startled the horses. "Oh, are you one of those?" he chuckled. "Listen, friends. I smell a lollard in the wind. A heretic, prepare yourselves, for this man is about to preach a sermon at us." Suddenly, the shipman's voice cut through the air like a cracking whip. "No, he will not," he shouted, nearly spitting. "I am not listening to any preaching today. He won't be explaining the gospel or teaching us moral lessons here. We all believe in God, don't we? If he starts rambling, he'll just sow weeds in our corn." The shipman fixed his weather-beaten eyes on the host. "I shall tell you a tale," he declared, "and I promise you it will wake up this whole company. It will ring as clear and merry as a morning bell. But be warned, there is no philosophy in my story. There is no law, and honestly, there is very little Latin in my belly." And with that honest admission, he began his story. Once upon a time, there was a merchant who lived in Saint-Denis. He was fabulously rich, and because the world is the way it is, people naturally assumed he was wise. He had a wife of exceptional beauty. She was friendly, charming, and she absolutely loved a good party. Now, you should know that having a wife who loves festivities is a very expensive hobby. It costs more than all the cheering and bowing men do at feasts. The attention passes like a fleeting shadow on a wall, but the poor husband is the one left staring at the bill. The innocent husband always pays. He has to clothe us and dress us up just to polish his own reputation. We dance and frolic in his expensive silks, and if he cannot pay, or worse, if he thinks the money is wasted, then someone else usually steps in to cover the costs. And that, my friends, is a dangerous game. Now, this noble merchant ran a chaotic, noble house. Visitors were always flowing through the doors like water, simply because he was generous and his wife was so lovely to look at. But listen to this detail. Among all these guests there was a monk. He was a handsome fellow, bold as brass and perhaps 30 years old. He was always at the house, as constant as the furniture. This young monk had made himself so familiar with the good man that he was practically part of the family. Since the merchant and the monk had been born in the same village, the monk claimed they were cousins. The merchant, bless his trusting heart, never said no. He was as happy as a bird at sunrise. It pleased his vanity to have a monk for a cousin. So they swore an eternal alliance, promising to be brothers for as long as they lived. Brother John, for that was the monk's name, was very loose with his purse strings in that house. He was diligent about keeping everyone happy. He tipped the lowest page boy and greased the palm of every servant. When he arrived, the household staff was as happy as a bird watching the sun come up, anticipating the gold that fell from his hand. But it so happened that one day, the merchant began preparing for a trip. He was heading to the bustling town of Bruges to buy merchandise. He sent a messenger all the way to Paris to ask Brother John to come to Saint-Denis. He wanted to celebrate with his dear cousin and his wife for a day or two before disappearing into the world of business. The noble monk quickly got permission from his abbot. He was a capable man, an officer who inspected the monastery's farms and barns, which was a convenient excuse to ride out whenever he pleased. He came to Saint-Denis immediately. and who was as welcome as my lord brother John, the dear cousin. He arrived with a jug of sweet wine and another of white Italian vintage, along with wild fowl for the table. And so I will let them eat, drink, and play, this merchant and this monk, for a day or two of merriment. On the third day the merchant rose early. The fog of wine had cleared, and he started thinking seriously about his business. He went up to his counting house to check his books, wanting to see how he stood financially that year, how he had spent his gold, and if he had actually made a profit. He laid his heavy ledgers and bags of gold out on his counting board. He had a lot of treasure. He shut the door tight and locked it, for he did not want anyone's servant or wife to interrupt his calculations. He sat there scratching his head and counting coins until past 9 in the morning. Brother John was also up early that morning. He was strolling back and forth in the garden, enjoying the fresh air. The good wife came walking quietly into the garden to meet him. She greeted him as she had done often, with a maiden child in tow, a girl she was still raising. The wife looked at him and said, "Dear cousin John, what is the matter? Why are you awake so early?" "Niece," he said with a wink, "5 hours of sleep is plenty for a man like me. Unless, of course, you are an old, pale fellow like these married men. They cower in the blankets like a weary hare trying to hide from the hounds. But my dear niece, why are you so pale? I bet our good man worked you so hard last night that you need to rest." He laughed merrily at his own rude joke and turned a little red in the face. The beautiful wife shook her head slowly. She said, "God knows it is not like that. Cousin, it is not like that at all. By the God who gave me life, there is no wife in all of France who has less desire for that sorry play. I could sing a song of sorrow. I dare not tell anyone how things truly stand with me. I think about leaving this land, or maybe even ending my life. I am so full of dread and worry." The monk stopped laughing and stared at her. He said, "Alas, my niece, God forbid that you destroy yourself. Tell me your grief, maybe I can help or give you counsel. Tell me your trouble, and it will remain a secret. I swear on my prayer book that I will never betray your confidence." She answered, "I say the same to you. I swear by God and this prayer book that even if men tore me to pieces, I would never betray a word you tell me. Not because we are cousins, but for love and trust." They kissed to seal the promise. Then the wife spoke freely. "Cousin," she said, "I would tell you the story of my life and what I have suffered since I married your cousin." "No," the monk interrupted. "By God and Saint Martin, he is no more my cousin than the leaf hanging on that tree. I only call him cousin to have a better excuse to see you. I love you more than any woman on earth. I swear it on my vows. Now, tell me your grief before he comes down from his counting house." "Hurry, my dear love," she said. "Oh, my brother John. I hate to say this, but I must. My husband is the worst man that ever lived. But since I am a wife, it is not right for me to gossip about our private business. I should only speak honorably of him, but God help me, he is not worth the value of a fly. Yet what grieves me most is his stinginess. You know that women naturally desire 6 things. We want our husbands to be brave, wise, rich, generous, obedient to the wife, and lively in bed. But by the Lord, I have to pay 100 francs next Sunday for clothes to honor him. If I don't, I am ruined. I would rather be unborn than be slandered for dressing poorly. And if my husband finds out I need this money, I am lost. So I pray, lend me this sum, or else I must die. Brother John, lend me these 100 francs. I will not fail to pay you back. I will give you whatever pleasure and service I can. And if I don't, let God take vengeance on me." The gentle monk answered smoothly, "Truly, my own dear lady, I have such pity on you. I swear that when your husband goes to Flanders, I will deliver you from this worry. I will bring you 100 francs. He caught her by the hips and hugged her hard. He kissed her many times, quite unlike a cousin. "Go now," he said. "Be quiet and soft. Let us dine as soon as possible. My sundial says it is past 9. Go now and be as true as I shall be." "God forbid otherwise," she said. She went off as jolly as a magpie, telling the cooks to hurry so the men could dine. Then she went up to her husband. She knocked boldly at his counting-house door. "Qui est là?" he asked from within. "Who is there? By St. Peter, it is me." She cried, "Sir, how long will you fast? How long will you reckon and calculate your sums and books? Let the devil take all these reckonings. You have enough money, God knows. Come down today and let your bags stand. Are you not ashamed that Brother John has been fasting all day waiting for you? Let us hear a mass and go dine." "Wife," said the man, opening the door with a weary sigh, "you do not understand the strange business of merchants. By St. Ives, scarcely 2 out of 12 of us thrive until we are old. We might look like we are doing well, dancing on gold, but we have to keep our true state secret. We have to be very careful in this odd world. I am going to Flanders tomorrow at daybreak. I will come back as soon as I can. So, dear wife, be courteous and meek to everyone while I am gone. Be careful with our goods, govern our house honestly. You have enough supplies, you will not lack clothes or food. You have plenty of silver in your purse." With that, he shut his door on his worries and came down. They said mass quickly and laid the tables. The monk and the merchant had a rich dinner full of laughter and good food. After dinner, Brother John soberly pulled the merchant aside into a quiet corner. "Cousin," he said, "I see you are going to Bruges. God and St. Augustine guide you. Ride wisely, and be careful with your diet in this heat. We do not need any ceremony between us. Farewell, cousin. But there is one thing before you go. I would pray you to lend me 100 francs for a week or 2. I need to buy certain beasts to stock a place of ours. God help me, I wish the place were yours. I will surely pay you back on time. But please keep this a secret. I must buy these beasts tonight. Farewell, my own dear cousin. Thank you for your hospitality." The noble merchant answered gently, "O cousin mine, Brother John. This is a small request. My gold is yours whenever you want it. Take what you please, but remember, money is a merchant's plow. We can get credit while we have a reputation, but being without gold is no game. Pay it back when it is easy for you." He fetched the 100 francs immediately. He handed them to Brother John in secret. No one in the world knew of this loan except the merchant and the monk. They drank, talked, and roamed for a while, and then Brother John rode back to his abbey. The next morning, the merchant rode to Flanders. His apprentice guided him until he came to Bruges. He went about his business fast and busily. He bought goods and borrowed credit. He did not dance or play dice. He lived like a true, boring merchant. The very next Sunday, while the merchant was gone, Brother John came to Saint Denis. He had a fresh haircut and a clean shave, looking very spruced up. Everyone in the house was happy that my Lord Brother John was back. To get straight to the point, the fair wife and Brother John had an agreement. For those 100 francs, he would hold her in his arms all night. And the agreement was performed to the letter. They led a busy life of mirth all night long. When day came, Brother John went his way. He bade the staff farewell. No one in the town suspected a thing. He rode home to his abbey, his debt paid in a manner of speaking. When the fair was over, the merchant returned to Saint Denis. He feasted with his wife. He told her that merchandise was so expensive that he had to take out a loan. He was bound to pay 20,000 crowns immediately. So he had to go to Paris to borrow money from friends. When he arrived in Paris, he went first to see Brother John. He did not go to borrow money, but just to see him and tell him about his business, as friends do. Brother John welcomed him warmly. The merchant told him he had bought good merchandise, thank God. He just needed a small loan to be in a good position. Brother John answered, "I am glad you are back in good health. If I were rich, you would not lack for 20,000 crowns, because you were so kind to lend me gold the other day. But listen, I returned that money to your wife at home. I put it on your bench, she knows all about it. I gave her certain tokens to remind her. Now by your leave I cannot stay. Our abbot is leaving town and I must go with him." Greet our dame, my sweet niece, for me. Farewell, dear cousin." The merchant, wise and careful, went and got his credit. He paid the money he owed to certain bankers in Paris. He got his bond back. He went home as merry as a parrot. He knew he had made 1,000 francs in profit on this trip. His wife met him at the gate as she always did. They spent the night in mirth, for he was rich and clearly out of debt. When it was day, the merchant embraced his wife again and kissed her. He was very affectionate, but then he said, "By God, I am a little angry with you, wife. Do you know why? You caused a bit of strangeness between me and my cousin, Brother John. You should have warned me before I left that he had paid you the 100 francs. He was annoyed that I mentioned borrowing money to him. I saw it in his face. Please do not do that again. Tell me if a debtor pays you in my absence, so I do not ask for money that has already been paid." The wife was not afraid at all. She spoke up boldly, her eyes flashing. "Mary, I defy that false monk, Brother John. I do not care about his tokens. He gave me certain gold, I know that well, but evil luck to his monk's nose. God knows, I thought he gave it to me because of you. I thought it was a gift for my honor and profit, and for the nice hospitality I have shown him so often. But since I see I am in an awkward position, I will answer you shortly. You have worse debtors than me. I will pay you back well and readily. From day to day, and if I miss a payment, well, I am your wife. Mark it on my tab, I will pay as soon as I can. Honestly, I spent every bit of it on my clothes. And since I spent it so well, for your honor, do not be angry. Let us laugh and play. You can hold my jolly body as collateral. By God, I will not pay you back except in bed. Forgive me, my own dear spouse. Turn here and give me a smile." The merchant saw there was no other remedy. Scolding her would be foolish, since the money was already gone. "Now, wife," he said with a sigh, "I forgive you, but do not be so lavish in the future. Keep better watch over my goods, I am warning you." And thus ends my tale. May God send us plenty of stories until our lives end. Well, talk about creative accounting. That poor merchant basically paid 100 francs to buy his own wife's affection with money he lent to someone else. I think I'll keep my counting house locked and my cousins at a safe distance from now on. If you are glad that your bank account and your relationships aren't quite that complicated, give this video a thumbs up. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next tale. Trust me, in this company, you want to be the one hearing the story, not the one paying the bill.